In thousands of hours of radio broadcasts, I've been warning and preparing individuals and families of the great perils that are now upon us by having interviews with some of the more interesting and controversial guests in the country. It benefits you to listen into my previous radio broadcasts, which are available by subscription to archiveondemand.com or by calling Steve Melching at 260-356-2611. Time is running out. The information you may gain could mean the difference between life and death. So once again, call Steve Melching at 260-356-2611.
And now once again, back to Sherry.
Hey, this is Sherry Schreiner. And we've got Deborah on the line. She's talking about seeing an alien behind the wheel of a car. You there, Deborah?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes, I was just wondering if we're going to be seeing more aliens now.
Well, it's all in his time. I mean, we're seeing a lot more in space now. People are seeing UFOs more and more and more. They're getting more.
Oh, I see them all the time. I see them almost every night now.
Oh, yeah. My son can go out and just pick them out. I mean, I was driving home just the other night with him, and at least 7 started flashing at us on the road as we're driving home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he counted 7. And they're all just sitting there flashing, you know. Why are they flashing? But it was really rather amusing. But, you know, this is, you know, the war of Revelation 12 is going to take place, and that's a space war. So we're going to look at Star Wars. Michael and the angels against, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Michael and his angels against the demons, and they're going to throw them out of space. Satan's going to be grounded to earth.
Will we be seeing this war, Sherry?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, if you look up at the skies, you'll often see these UFOs firing off beams at each other.
Well, I've never seen that.
I asked you that because Nostradamus has a very obscure quatrain in his 1st century writing, and he actually talked about in the time of the end of the world that mankind will see a war in the heavens of the gods.
Yeah, and see, people don't figure that it's UFOs. They think it's just some kind of angels or some invisible war that nobody's going to see, you know, when they read Revelation chapter 12. But I really believe it's going to be some kind of a space war. We'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. People, most Christians, especially churches, they don't want to acknowledge anything to do with extraterrestrials or aliens.
Yeah, well, that's, you know, to them they just say, well, they're all demons, and they are. They're part of Satan's forces. They're not demons per se. They're fallen angels, and there is a difference between demons and fallen angels. But what we're dealing with is fallen angels. They're not, you know, beings from millions of miles, you know, galaxies away. They're right here in our own solar system. They're right here underneath our Earth.
And possibly under the sea, for all we know.
Oh, yeah. They've got bases under the sea. That's a given, too, because people have seen UFOs coming in and out of the water.
Is Deborah still with us?
Yes, I am.
Sherry?
You know, I had never thought about them living underneath the water, under the seas, but I live very close to Lake Michigan, and I'm wondering if it's a possibility that they could be.
Well, I don't know about the Great Lakes. I mean, I wouldn't say, you know, can't be. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that they've got bases southern end of Florida, the Bermuda Triangle area.
Well, Sherry, don't you think that the Bermuda Triangle is, if they have a base under the sea and it's putting out some electromagnetic force, that would explain why boats crash and planes crash?
Well, supposedly that was a rip that we put there with that Philadelphia experiment. That was man-made rip that was put there. Some kind of warp that we created because of our own technology.
Well, you know, in Revelation, John said, I saw the beast come up out of the sea. And a lot of people, theologians, will interpret that means the sea of the Mediterranean or the sea of politics, but for all we know, that could be literally coming up out of the sea.
Oh, that would have been right, because when I was 12 years old and read that, I'm picturing this big beast with 10 horns coming out of the sea.
Right.
I mean, it was great. I mean, I love that book. And even as a 12-year-old, I was like, wow.
But it's possible, isn't it, that some major small city could rise up?
You never know. You never know. They say that when the Antichrist is going to come, that Atlantis will rise, that something's going to happen to that continental shelf there.
Right.
And Atlantis is going to rise. Isn't that neat?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I'm sure when he...
So if it does, you very well could have it.
That's true. And when he comes, don't you agree that all these extraterrestrials, for sure, then they will all come and appear?
Well, they're his armies, so yes.
Football head.
It'll be synonymous.
Deborah, what did you... This ET figure, did he make you feel afraid?
No, I wasn't afraid of him at all. I think he wanted me to be afraid of him.
Yeah, well, he's got the peace of God. You know, we don't have to fear these things.
No, I know that with God I can get through anything. But no, I wasn't afraid of him at all. I was just, I guess, I was more curious than anything, and I think maybe he was afraid of me, because when I tried to drive a little bit closer to get a better look, that's when he would take the car and back up. And finally he just kind of like went on through.
Did you drive the UN van?
He went out through the intersection, and I don't know where he went. I don't know if he actually drove on down the road, or if it just vanished, or what happened, because I looked in the rearview mirror and I couldn't see it.
What was it?
Excuse me?
The type of car.
What type of car? I'm not very good on cars, to be honest with you.
What color? Yeah. What color?
Well, it was kind of a silver-colored car.
Okay. It's the end of the questions there. It's like, what color and how many doors? That's all I need to know about a car.
Yeah, that's about it. It's silver color, it's two-door car, small car. That's about all I know about cars.
You can sort of tell if it's maybe a government type of car.
Yeah. They like white or teal, or they like the tinted glass SUVs.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a silver-colored car, small car, two-door.
What do you think would happen, Deborah, if you told a pastor of a church about this experience?
Oh, he would probably think that I was mentally ill.
Yeah.
And because I've tried talking to pastors of churches in the past, and they always said, "Well, you need to go to counseling."
Yeah.
Well, that's the good thing about this show, that you can call up and talk about things, and people will agree with you, or say, yeah, it's possible, and not mock you or right away label you. Because the churches really fear aliens. I've never seen nothing like it. You know what I'm talking about, Sherry.
They just think I need a white jacket. A lot of things are going to happen the last days that the cemeteries didn't condition them for, because the ones running the cemeteries, being the Vatican, doesn't allow certain information to be taught or come through, and they've hidden the Book of Enoch, and they've hidden a lot of information that the early churches knew, well about.
Didn't the Pope come out with a statement about 2 years ago, something about saying that if mankind ever encounters beings from space, we should welcome them as our brothers?
Well, there goes for the conditioning.
Yeah, I remember 2 years ago the Vatican did come out with that statement.
Well, thanks for calling in, Deborah. Is there anything else?
No, that's it. Thank you very much for your time this evening.
Well, thanks for calling in.
Mm-hmm. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's something, Sherry. I never heard of something that looked like that.
Well, you know what? There was a picture I'd seen on the internet. I was going to put it on my site, and it was up in Seattle somewhere, and there's all these cars pulled off the road looking at this object standing in the middle of the road, and it was kind of like this big monster-type looking thing standing in the middle of the road. It looked more like a demonic being to me more than an alien. But they were all just looking at this thing, and you could see it. It was kind of like in a morphing stage.
Right.
And it was visible. You could see it. There's some kind of, demonic-looking being. It wasn't really alien.
Do you believe these things, some are aliens and some are spirits, demons?
Well, there's a difference between the demons and the aliens. And I don't know if demons along top, the aliens will become visible. I would hope not, but I can't say they won't. Demons are really disgusting. I mean, they're really some of the grossest things you could see.
So you believe Deborah saw some type of alien?
I can't say she didn't. I mean, she could be calling us, I don't know. I can't say it's not possible.
Right.
I can't say that. I know it's possible.
But, I mean, it sounds like something alien.
Oh, yeah. Well, her football thing, it sounds alien. It sounds like one of those, I can't think of the name that was on Star Wars. That one thing that looked like a football sideways, with a short little green thing or whatever.
Yeah, I think a lot of people see a lot of things and they're just afraid to talk about it, and there's nowhere to really call in or...
Yeah, people just think they're crazy, and I'm going to be the last person to tell them they're crazy.
Well, I'd say the last person to tell is a pastor of a church, because then they're going to really... Because they even have the power to make a phone call. Yeah,
well, I got an email from a pastor a couple of weeks ago, and he said he had a congregation of 100 people, and he didn't know how to open their eyes to the truth. And he, wanted to start bringing this stuff up. A lot of these pastors are even timid of being chased out of their own churches by bringing up the truth and what's going on.
He actually wrote that?
Yeah.
Well, he should just install speakers in his church and plug the program.
Here's an idea. Invite Sherry Shriner to speak at your church on a Sunday.
Right, or just put...
Yeah.